So, Congressman Andy Ogles of Tennessee's 5th District has introduced a resolution to amend the Constitution of the United States to allow the president to serve for 3 terms. He says he is doing this because the country desperately needs Trump's leadership for an additional term after this current one. But could that happen? Could this bill pass and allow Trump to run for a 3rd term? Well, on paper, yes, it could happen. Will it? Absolutely not. Now, this explanation is mostly for my international following because Americans, you really should know this. But presidential term limits are embedded in the Constitution as a part of the 22nd Amendment, which was passed in 1951 following Franklin Roosevelt's 4-term presidency. The key here is that changing the 22nd Amendment would require a constitutional amendment, which is a far more difficult process than passing a normal bill. A regular bill only needs a simple majority to pass, 51 votes in the Senate and 218 in the House of Representatives. This doesn't account for the filibuster in the Senate, where you need a 3/5 majority or 60 votes to invoke cloture and end debate, but that's a whole nother thing, and I'm not going down that rabbit hole in this video. However, since this proposal is a constitutional amendment, the process is intentionally much harder to ensure changes to the Constitution, which reflects our core principles, are made sparingly. To amend the 22nd Amendment and allow the president to serve a 3rd term, a 2/3 majority vote would be required in both the House and the Senate. That alone makes it nearly impossible. In the Senate, this would mean 67 votes, requiring every Republican senator plus at least 5 Democrats. And this assumes independents vote with the Republicans, and given that both Senate independents lean left, that is highly unlikely. It is even more improbable in the House of Representatives, where 290 of the 435 members would need to vote in favor. This means 72 Democrats would have to support the resolution in addition to every single Republican. Given the current makeup of Congress, that simply is not going to happen. Even getting all of the Republicans on board would be a tall order, as we saw 3 Republicans defy Trump and vote against Hegseth for Secretary of Defense in the Senate, and it required Vice President Vance to break the tie. But let's say it does somehow pass Congress. What happens next? Well, this is where we take the next step, and it is one that is very difficult to overcome. The amendment would have to go to the states, where 3/4 or 38 of 50 states would have to ratify it. Considering 19 states voted Democrat in the 2024 election, it would require at least 7 of those Democrat-leaning states to flip in favor of the amendment. Based on the 2024 electoral map, that is highly unlikely. In fact, some presidential red states might even oppose such an amendment due to their blue state legislatures, specifically Nevada and Michigan. Now, if all of these hurdles were somehow overcome, the Constitution would then be amended, allowing any president to serve a 3rd term.